On a farm in rural Herefordshire, preparations are taking place for a 3-day music festival that has grown from humble beginnings to national acclaim.
We never started out to have a festival, it all just happened by accident, really.
No, never a plan at all, no, it's just you know, evolved, isn't it?
We literally looked around one day and realised we were holding a festival.
Yeah, it just grew from a party, really, didn't it?
Yeah.
You know, a party of 500, it grew, and then more and more people came, and
yeah,
now it's become a national event.
If you are going to run a festival, I think growing slowly year on year is the way to do it. It's actually helped to make Nozstock special, I think.
My job is very much about sorting out the traffic lights, the security, the toilets, the water systems, you know, the structures. I don't get to meet bands. It's more a question of licensing and construction is my department, really. People who come think it's glamorous, and they think it's glamorous for the bands. But when you actually talk to the bands, it's not glamorous for them either, just driving around the country in the middle of the night from one place to the next, you know. It's
exciting just to know that they're here, though, and, you know, if you do get a few minutes and you watch them on the stage and you're like, that's my house, and that's, you know, Russell Howard or Andy C or whoever it is.
It is like a festival of two halves. I think in the daytime it's got a country fair feel about it, and then it's got a sort of madness at night.
Definitely a different Nozstock by day and Nozstock by night.
The need to cater for diverse audiences makes the task of programming the acts at Nozstock complicated but ultimately rewarding.
It's not like you're putting a lineup together of 10 indie bands each night, so you're aiming specifically at an indie crowd. We're not aiming at any crowd, which does make it difficult, because you know, it's hard to persuade them to come, but once they come, they all come back, don't they?
We've got a lot of people over 50 who come, which is great. It's quite a high percentage. There's a lot of teens coming. I really think it's anybody, but that's what we wanted from the beginning when we were first putting it on, and the whole family were having a say in who we were booking. It was always important to us that it was a festival that we would all want to go to. We've all got really different tastes in music. You know, even Nan loved it, didn't she? She loved it. So that was important to us. We wouldn't want anybody to come and not find something that they liked.
If people can come for the festival rather than for the specific acts, then in the long run, you've got a lot further, you know.
It is, I think, one of the few festivals where you would get, you know, a teenager loving it just as much as someone who was, you know, in their 60s.
Although Nozstock has grown, it still manages to showcase local talent.
Yeah, we do try and get local music. Obviously, we've got BBC Hereford Muster come and do their takeover, which is good. And we always try and get some local acts on the main stage as well to make sure that we are supporting local talent, because there's a lot out there.
The family feel that permeates Nozstock extends to the organisers and crew.
Obviously, it is a labour of love. We've always done it. It's a proper, you know, as the family crew.
You know, like our main stage manager, Darren, he was like 16 at the first one, and just a family friend, and now he's stage manager, you know. Yeah.
We've all grown into our jobs, haven't we? I mean, certainly in the earlier days, we were like, oh, you know a bit about cinema. Do you want to book the cinema tent? Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You know, it was all just a laugh, really. I mean, obviously we're a lot more professional about it now, but we have kept most of our original crew. Everybody who comes and joins us stays for years, which is what we want. We want it to feel homemade, and we want it to still feel like our farm, because it is still our home as well over the weekend as well.
Naturally, it's impossible to put on a festival without the inevitable comparisons with Glastonbury.
When we were younger, we always went to Glastonbury, didn't we? That was like our family holiday, wasn't it? I mean, I would still say that everyone should go to Glastonbury. It's still an unbelievable experience. But it is definitely a different festival from what it was. That's what
I think Glastonbury is probably still the best one, but equally it's nowhere near what it was 20 years ago. It's just, but I don't think anywhere ever will be, and those days are gone, really.
But while the great uncle in Somerset has grown bloated over the years, little Nozstock retains its familiar distinctiveness.
There is something really unique about Nozstock, and I think if you don't get it and you don't do it right, I think it could ruin everything.
We as a family are nothing without the helpers, and the helpers are nothing without the bands, and all the bands are coming nothing without the punters. So we always said the most important people here is the people that buy a ticket, because without them there isn't a festival.
Every year brings a completely fresh set of challenges. Every year something happens that we thought, oh, we've never had to think about that before. So I guess that's just the life of a festival organiser, isn't it?
I can't see this changing ever. We're never going to become a festival with one big stage and nothing else with big bands on.
We wouldn't want to go to that.
No, we wouldn't. No.
We wouldn't.
I'd rather.
We could only put on a festival that we ourselves would enjoy.
Although we don't go to it.
No, but I'd love it. I can tell it would be my favourite festival if I had I'd love to buy a ticket. There's nothing I'd like more.